Hey everyone, it's Tony here with Nerds Never Sleep, and it's time again for the Weekly Roundup. That's right, this is the point of the week where I bring you guys in, give you guys a little bit of info on all of the statues, collectibles, and figures that I highlighted over the previous week, and give you some page updates as well. This week, I went a little bit different than the norm, and I did a themed week. The theme this week was going to be the X-Men, because the kind of resurgence going on currently in the zeitgeist. So I wanted to show off a little bit of my X-Men as well. I let you all at home vote on what you wanted me to cover between Iron Studios and Kotobukiya pieces. Now, it was surprisingly enough to me that the vast majority voted for Kotobukiya. So I tried to give a little bit of a variety, a little bit of stuff that was more commonplace, a little things that were a little more out of the norm, and shared 3 different Kotobukiya lines throughout the week with 6 pieces. So I did things like the Bishojos, the Marvel Now, and the classic animated series stuff. Again, tried to give you some stuff that's in the animated series, stuff that wasn't in the animated series, and kind of spice it up a little bit. So, again, I had a pretty good mix of figures this week, and definitely some noticeable things in my algorithm pertaining to costumes. But I'll get into that afterwards. And I'll just bring you guys in right now, and I'm not going to show you, not going to bring them down in any particular order as to when I did show them off, but I'm going to kind of just go off the cuff here and give you a rundown of what each piece was. So went with one day here. We had Jubilee from the X-Men animated series. This was kind of a double pack line that Kotobukiya put out, where they gave you, for the majority, they gave you 2 pieces together in one box. And, they weren't the highest end things, but they were meant to look like the animated series. This was the pack that consisted of Wolverine and Jubilee together. There were some other ones like Rogue and Gambit. We had Professor X by himself. Dark Phoenix was by herself as well. And then I think we had we did end up with Storm and Cyclops, things like that. So all the classic characters from the animated series did get put into this set as twin packs. So they're pretty hard to find now if you do look for them, but I did get the ones I wanted the most, which were Jubilee Wolverine and Professor Xavier. So went again with the Marvel Now stuff, and I'll show you that stuff right now. Cyclops from the previous week was very, very, very popular from this line. So I went ahead and I showed off 3 more from that set, which was this amazing white costume Magneto. Looks so freaking cool. You all seem to really like this one as well. I love the way the white color, just made it pop. There is also a black costume version of this as well. This one was the exclusive. The final one of the week I did show you all was obviously Illyana Rasputin, aka Magic, aka Darkchild. And hers came out so badass. I love how this came out. And there are not enough pieces of this character out there. We need more. And then I went with a really, really twisted kind of take on Beast. And this, during Marvel Now, he wasn't fully gone yet. Those of you know, he kind of does do a heel turn, a major heel turn, and kind of becomes a twisted villain. And, the way they depicted him in this piece, he does look very feral and damn well evil in the face. He definitely looks very primal, and I do like the way they made the piece. I like it a lot, and I'm not the hugest Beast fan outside of the animated series. I always like the way Kelsey Grammer portrayed him, obviously, and stuff like that. But animated series is still the classic for me. Never really cared too much about him in the comic books. He was kind of always just there for me. But his evil twist definitely made his character more interesting. And I do like the way this piece made him just kind of have that vibe where that could be an evil character looking at it. And then I also did 2 from the Kotobukiya, the shoujo line. One, of course, being the amazing Jean Grey here. And I love how they gave her the effect you could put on her hand. You could take it off. But the base here, it was so freaking cool on this. With kind of the clouds, the missiles coming out of it, the blackbirds coming out. Like, it's a really cool base. And it's one of my favorite Bishoujo bases still. Just because of how dynamic it looks. Like, I could honestly do without the big plastic piece at the bottom and just be happy with this. But it was all kind of one piece. I'm sure you can pull it all off. But obviously, I'm not going to break the statue. And of course, I had the limited edition Storm, who I was personally surprised, being the very, very revealing nature of her costume, was viewed so much. And that is where I'm going to bring the conversation real quick before I show these all to you guys, was because in the previous week, I had Rogue, who, from the Bishoujo line, who got throttled in the algorithm and had in the teens for views. Whereas people like Cyclops and Wolverine got hundreds and hundreds of views. The same thing happened this week. Surprisingly enough, with Jean Grey, who is not in a revealing costume, so to speak. It is a tight-fitting costume. But she's not fallen out of it. At time of recording, she's only got about 19 views. Very, very shocking. To whereas everything else here got 400 plus. And I know that's not a lot of shorts views. But I was very surprised that the algorithm let Storm in her very scantily clad costume slip through. But Jean Grey did not pass the algorithm. So, again, I'm still kind of navigating the algorithm here and how to get more eyes on the shorts and things like Jean and Rogue and things like my bunny girls and things like that in short form through the algorithm. Because I've seen a lot of people's that, man, their bunny girl statues are getting millions of views. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to navigate that myself. But these were all some pretty kick-ass pieces. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in, let you take a look at all these short-form videos that I posted throughout the week of these to give yourself a better view of them all. All right, so you guys just got your closer look at all the pieces here. And again, I did not go ahead and reshoot new videos because of the weekend and the holiday. My birthday was this past weekend and stuff like that. I had a very busy weekend. My voice is still pretty shot from it, and we are recording on a Tuesday right now. So I am behind this week just because of everything that went on over the course of the week. And, you know, to state that as fact, again, there was a holiday this past weekend for those of you who celebrated. Hope you all had a good Easter. I obviously had a very good time over the weekend and the holiday, and my lack of a voice does prove that. But normally what I've been trying to do now is film some new footage of those figures and statues to give you guys a different look. Trying to change things up a little bit. But when I am pressed for time, I do just kind of insert these videos that have already been viewed by some of you into the video as well. But for those of you who haven't seen them, this might be your first time. So I typically go ahead at this point and I give you guys my thoughts on my favorite for the week, starting with the higher end stuff and going to the lower end. This week, however, because it was a themed week, everything is in the same range. So I will do the usual, and I'll give you my top two. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I need to move anything. Because I'm going to say it was a tough choice between Mysterio, yeah, Magneto and Magic. I almost put their names together. But I got to give it to Magic because there are not enough pieces of her. And I love how this one turned out. And as far as my next pick, it's got to go to Jean Grey here. Because again, this is one of my favorite bases for the Bishojo series. And I just love how creative it is. I love the use of the Blackbird, all the missiles shooting out. And again, her pose, she's doing the, you know, kind of, she's using her power. She's got her hand up to her head. It's a very dynamic pose. And unlike a lot, the lean is not going to be a worry here because her foot is attached to the base. Both feet are attached to the base. So there will be no lean over time with this one. I like that. I think it's a very, very good idea. And honestly, I got to say, I mean, Storm, she's a damn close second because this thing is phenomenal. Side note, there is a black costume version of this one as well. She is the exclusive, the convention exclusive edition. I do also have the black costume one as well. So if you guys want me to show that one off, let me know, as well as the black suit Magneto. I have those as well. I just kind of try to vary it up a little bit as to what I'm going to show. In this Marvel Now line, there's also a Emma Frost, who has a black and a white version as well. So they did a lot of color swaps and things like that for exclusives. And, you know, it's a tough choice for this week, but these would have to be my top two. And, you know, it makes it easy because I didn't have to really move much. So that's it for your guys' look at everything I highlighted this week. Let me know what your favorite was as well. And if you guys would like to see more stuff like this, I did delay the weekly postings this week because I forgot over the weekend to post a poll and where I asked you all, would you guys like me to continue with another X-Men themed week this week or go back to business as usual with the different daily posts or theme something else? And surprisingly, the vast majority of people that voted, I know it was only a 24-hour poll on socials, the vast majority of people wanted me to do a different theme for this week. So, going to announce it now. This week, starting today on Tuesday, I actually get 2 videos in the short format stuff today instead of the one. I'm going with video game week this week. So, I am going to be showing off statues and collectibles from various video games. Little spoiler, there's going to be a little bit of Witcher. There's going to be a little bit of Metroid. There's going to be, we might have some God of War in there. And we might have some zombies. Just giving you guys some general ideas of stuff I've been looking at in my displays that I want to bring out that I haven't shown off yet. So there's going to be some cool stuff. Stay tuned to the channel to check it all out. But that's going to be it for the weekly roundup. Again, I'm going to be doing just some quick page updates before I close out the video. There will be some unboxings going on this week. Now that the craziness of my birthday bash all weekend and the Easter holiday is all done, back to business as usual. And I'm going to be getting back on schedule with my live streams as well. So be ready for some more unboxings. I'm going to be doing the REM that I forgot to do last week, because I did do Shoto Todoroki. I forgot to do REM. I'm going to have a REM statue to unbox, and I'm going to be doing another Iron Studios piece and a Kotobukiya Bishoujo, which is going to be Nemesis Prime from the Transformers line. So, I'm still waiting for my Felicia exclusive Bishoujo to arrive. If that does arrive this week, she will take priority over everything else, and I'll unbox her. But that's it for this week's weekly roundup. Hope you guys enjoyed checking all these out. As I said before, leave me your thoughts on which ones you liked, what you'd like to see more of, and if you guys have an idea for a themed week as well. That being said, I'm going to give you guys the usual. Click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that share button, spread the nerdiness. Follow on all these social medias. The link tree is in the description below. And yeah, guys, I will see you all either in the next video or chatting away in the live streams, having some fun, playing some games. I'll see you all later, guys. Bye, everyone.